Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Girish Patel, and I'm registered migration agent working here at 𝐲𝐶 Group. Uh, Today's session is all about the new immigration update, the new changes that coming up for the new year. Hope this new year bring a lot of joy and happiness. New financial year bring a lot of joy and happiness for everyone's life, and everyone get a permanent visa. Okay, this is all about the forecast for the 2023-2024 migration program. That means a new changes uh, about the immigrations. Before we start, uh, let's talk about our product. So we have the extensive, services we are providing to our clients. The services we are providing by 𝐲𝐶 Group is the PT tutorials, IELTS tutorials, Get My Policies, CCL tutorials, Professional Year PT tutorials, and OcuSearch. These are the one of the applications that you can download from the applications through Google application, the Android, or maybe you can download from the you know through the Apple services. Now, OcuSearch is one of my favorite applications, along with the other applications. OcuSearch has given you the all kind of information about the new update, new changes. You can download their applications, and also what you can do is you can just get new update about your particular occupation as well. So this is one of the a game changer application so far. And now the migration information is in your pocket, as I mentioned you that this OcuSearch mobile app help you to explore visa options, state nomination criteria, the eligibility, the fees charges, and also update about your particular occupations and the other occupations as well. Now today's changes, the new changes and new requirement. We're going to talk about the new changes and new requirement. The changes announced by the Minister of Immigration about the Australian immigration system. The Australian immigration system is like trying it's like a spaghetti. It's like a triangle. The Minister of Immigration wants to change a lot of things inside the subclasses. The Immigration Minister wants to change, introduce the new subclasses, want to change the new update about the new pointage system. So the department has announced a lot of things. So we're going to talk about the post-study work visa extension and the TRA. We're going to talk about the COVID visa options. We're going to talk about the 491 190 visa update for the income, the new HK labor agreement, the new 48216 TRT pathway that they have introduced to the new applicants from this end of the new year. The visa application charges has been increased from the 1st July 2023. That means from tomorrow itself. The migration planning level, that which is one of the best state for you to get a permanent residence visa in some occupations. Also, we're going to talk about the direct Australian citizenship pathway for the eligible New Zealand citizen. All right. So let's begin with the national press conference addressed by the Australian immigration system, by the immigration minister itself. So the draft outline of the Australian migration strategies proposed three new pathways. That means that we're going to have the three new pathways for the skilled migrant to come up to Australia. They are going to change a lot of things because the Department of Home Affairs wants to make sure that the current immigration pathway is not working well as per their analysis, as per the new thinking, new because the new government has placed by the old government. So obviously the new government has want to move a lot of things, and also they want to make a legacy for themselves. So they want to change a lot of things, and as per their analysis, they say that the new migration pathway is not working very well, and the economical, it's not boosting the economy. So they want to boost economy by dividing in three categories. So that means that they're going to divide in three categories. So the first pathway is a very fast, simple, and root specialized in highly skilled worker. We need drive innovation in our economy and help to build the jobs in the future. So these pathways, especially, I would suggest that for the high earning, let's say if you are very highly talented, highly skilled, and exceptional skill you have, and this path is going to be you. So that means if you're earning a good salary, I would suggest that if you're earning more than 100K or 120K annum plus superannuation, or maybe the highest threshold, which is 160K plus superannuation. If you're earning a good amount of salary, and if you are, I would say, a researcher, or if you are, working in a university lecturer, or could be you are one of the talented person that been recognized by the federal government or the state government, you could be fall under this category, the highly skilled worker category. The next pathway we have is a mainstream temporary skill pathway. Now, when you talk about the temporary skill pathway, you know that they want to introduce this pathway for those who are comes into the middle income earner. So it's considered as a middle class income earner. So that means if you are earning between, for example, 70K, the highest threshold 70K between to 160K, you could be fall under this category. So, and if your occupation falls into that particular new category, then obviously you could be eligible to apply for the mainstream temporary skill pathway. So they want to bring the core skill they need, to boost and drive the middle income earner, the economic, and for the middle business to the like high business. And these pathways include the skill migrant earning above increased temporary skill migration income, which I mentioned you 70K, between 72K to 150 to 160K, and ensure the migration system remains a program for skilled migrants. So, guys, this is one of the best opportunities, and make sure that, for example, if you're earning 70K to 150K, and if you're earning in through the as a cleaner, you would not be eligible. Make sure you must be a skill. So this all pathway, if you go from the first one, the highly skilled worker pathway, or the second pathway is a middle income earner pathway, and the third one is the essential industry pathway. This all pathway is make sure that your occupation also falls under that category, and you must be earning the certain amount of income. We have not received the proper legislation or the instrument about the proper essential industries, I mean proper the detailed information that what could be the criteria for the which occupations can falls under which category, and how much earning you should be earned between that time. So we not receive a proper information yet. So the new legislation and instrument will be released in next couple of weeks, because today is the last day of this financial year. So hopefully we'll get the new update in next week, or maybe the couple of weeks so far. And the third stream that we going to talk about is the essential industries stream. Now this stream is for those who are actually working in lower middle income. So the lower middle income means that if you are chef, cook, a restaurant manager, or maybe if you are a motor mechanic or welder, the trade worker, and they are one of the essential people for the some essential industry. Maybe you could fall as a, for example, a machine operator as well. We're not sure yet, but this is one of the example I would like to give and share to you, that this is one of the mainstream that they want to introduce for the such a care worker, trade worker. And your job could be very it's skill demanded jobs, but an assistance, and it's very helpful for the essential industry, a small to medium industries, and they could get a permanent residence pathway. So maybe they can introduce the under this essential industries, they could be introduced that you have to work certain period in certain occupations, and then you can be eligible to apply for PR pathway. So this is one of the three major streams they have introduced so far this year in the National Press Conference, addressing by the Minister of Immigrations. Now, the immigration minister has also mentioned a lot of things, that the migration system is broken, and the system is dominated by a large temporary migration program, and the program is not well designed by the previous government. That was actually been spoken by a minister from Department of Home Affairs, and the visa categories and subcategories. So the what minister wants to do is that she wants to change the visa categories. So for example, we have so many visa categories in our migration John so far. So they want to change the subclasses and classes, and they want to change those subcategories. For example, if you have the subcategories under the 482 visa, we have three subcategories. So they don't want to put all three categories. They want to change it into 3 to 1. And we have a lot of subcategories in general skill migration visas. So they may be changed in general skill migration visas as well. But we not receive a proper confirmation from department that whether they're going to change it or not. And they're going to also change a point test system. We're going to talk about further. They're going to change the point test system in the end of the year. So we're going to have a lot of point test system changes coming up so far as well. and hopefully we'll continue to keep updating to you from our 𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐳 Facebook page. The immigration planning to change visa subcategories, as the minister thinks that the current system is look like a tangled bowl of spaghetti, so it's like going round and round, so you not have any proper end for the current system. So the immigration going to be changed the subclasses, so you're going to have major changes this year in subclasses as well in appointed system in the end of this year. All right, so keep in touch with us for more information. Keep just getting an update through the OQ search or the Facebook from our 𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐳 Facebook page as well. All right. So the in the national press conference, we also got a new update about the new pathway to Australian citizenship for the eligible New Zealander. That means from the 1st July 2023, eligible New Zealand citizen who have been living in Australia for at least 4 years in can be apply for an Australian citizenship. So they have removed the 189 New Zealand citizenship pathway. So there is no longer 189 New Zealand citizenship pathways there. So rather than to go for the New Zealand citizenship pathway, you can just directly apply for the Australian citizenship. So you don't have to, go into the permanent residence pathway. So it's a bingo. It's going to be new change for the citizen who Australian New Zealand citizen who've been living in Australia for more than 4 years and they could not have an Australian citizenship. So it's good news for them. All right, guys, let's talk about the student visa holder. Bingo, it's going to be good changes for them. Are not good, are not, I would say not really happy changes for them. So from tomorrow onward, so till tonight 11:59 p.m. you can work as much as you want, but from 1st of July 2023, so we're going to have the work restriction for student visa holder. So that means that due to the COVID, because of the high skill demand of the worker, the government has announced that any student visa who have got a visa of student, they can be work full time, unlimited, even though their partner can work full time, unlimited. Now there's going to be change, and they're going to reintroduce again from the 1st July 2023 this year's. So that means that you can only allow to work 24 hours per week. So that means that you can allow to work after 48 hours per fortnightly. And if you are holding a if you are holding the student visa for higher study, for example, if you are main applicant, if you are holding a master student visa, if you are studying in master or master by research or PhD, your spouse can allow to work full time. If you are holding a master by research or PhD as a main applicant, you can also allow to work full time. But for the spouse, it's allowed to work full time as well. But if you are holding a certificate 3 for diploma in any trade courses or bachelor degree as a main applicant, if you have a spouse, she can only allow to work part-time again 48 hours per fortnightly. One more announcement they have done so far. If you already work in aged care sector on 9th May 2023, can continue work to unrestricted hours in aged care until 31st December 2023 this year. That means if you are working only and only in aged care, for example, you're working in aged care and parallelly you got another job as well, you cannot work both jobs. So you can work full time only in aged care. So that means you continue to work in aged care, but you cannot work in any other places. So make sure that you remember that a lot of clients come up to us and they ask that whether we can work into another job or not. No, you can't work. If you are working in aged care and if your job was there on 9th May 2003, can continue to work in unrestricted hours in aged care until 31st December 2003. So they're going to reintroduce again on 31st December 2003 that whether you are allowed to continue work if you are continuing working in the aged care sector or not. So that is a good news for both, even for applicant and the secondary applicant. All right, we have the migration planning. This year, they have given a little bit more allocations to the the employer sponsor visa, the skill independent program, the regional program, the state territories, and the global talent programs and so on. So they have given a little bit extra allocations to the categories for the skilled people and the family sponsors categories. They have given a good number of amount, but compared to the last year, the we had migration planning was 195,000 allocations, but this year we got only 190,000 so far. When you talk about the employer sponsor visas, they have increased from 35,000 to 36,825 because they want to make sure that we, as a Australian citizen, not suffer if you are a business owner, you not suffer the skilled labor into your businesses, because there are a lot of huge demand in the skill in the businesses for the skilled labor. Skilled independent visas 30,375. As we mentioned, that you could have a very good opportunities if you are nursing, social worker, teachers. Even though if you have high skill, for example, in chef, in cookery, in trade courses, or if you are IT, accounting, engineering graduate, and if you have higher point 85 or above points, you have very good chances this year you could get invited under subclass 189. So guys, please prepare yourself, that make sure you have a very good scores if you're looking to get 189 applications through the government itself. And business innovations, the government has actually allocated little bit extra, their planning level to the skill migrant, rather than to business innovations, because last year we had 5,000 allocations so far, and this year's interest decreased from 5,000 to 1,900. All right, so these are the things we are. Also in partner visa, they have decreased their amount of the time frame for the processing. They have decreased a lot of partner visa getting visas in within 3 months. So the department actually, fasting, they're faster, their processing as well, the processing time is, they are reducing the processing time, so the skilled migrant and their partner or anyone who apply the visa can come in Australia, can live there below people, and the business can not suffer more for the skilled labor. So this year, it's really good because the government wants to make sure that we have the very fast process in terms of the getting the visa so far. So this year it's going to be really good for everyone. As I was mentioning, 2023-24 permanent migration program has following compositions: skill stream 137,100 places, approximately 72% of this program. So 137,000, which is really good. The stream has been designed to improve the productive capacity to for the economy and fill the skill shortage I was mentioning, including the regional Australia. Family stream 52,500 places, which is approximately 28%. So in case if you are permanent resident or citizen of this country, and if you looking to sponsor your spouse, you could get a visa within 3 months. So giving a really easy pathway to your partners as well. The department is working with the state and territories of finalizing the nomination allocations. So one more thing, the department has not allocated. I'm just repeating this word again. The department has not allocated the allocation yet to allocation yet to the state government. So that means that the state government have not received how many allocation they have received so far. The department has not published yet, the state government. So the department itself working with the state to finalize the state allocations, and the next week or maybe in couple of weeks we'll get the update that which state have received how many allocations so far. As I mentioned earlier, the government has reduced the planning layer for the business innovation stream program from 5,000 to 1,900, which is not good for the business people, but that we can't do it, but it's good for the skilled migrants. So someone wins, someone loses, that's fine. And global talent program is going to be the same as the last year, which is good. So if you are very highly talented, it's really good for you. They have introduced one more special eligibility stream. So let's say if you are permanent resident and if you move to another country and you could not able to come back in this Australia because the new changes, new requirement, you could not be eligible. But if you were holding a permanent residence visa, and then if you left the country and if you want to come back in this country again, it's going to be really good things for you, because we have 400 places so far. So let's say you could be eligible. That's we have not received yet the detailed information about the special eligibility stream for the previous permanent residence holder, but we'll get new update in again in next couple of weeks. And this is the state and nomination allocation for last year. So ACT, Australian Capital Territory, had received only 2025 for the 491 and 190, again the same one. This year, I mean the last financial year, the 2022 and 2023, the and ACT, the Australian Capital Territory, was not good so far, to give in the good numbers of innovation, because they have received only the lower number of allocations. But NSW, the NSW, Victoria, WA, these are the one of the best state, including the South Australia. they had the highest number of the allocation so far in the 491 and the 190, and Victoria actually taken the place number one to getting the highest number of allocation in last year, because looks like the Labour government again came into the power in NSW, and in Victoria we had the Labour government, and the federal we have the Labour government. So the labor. So they're going to focus more labor. So we're going to get more and more allocations, especially in WA, again Labour government, Victoria, NSW. Queensland has got Labour government as well. South Australia got the Labour government again, so it's going to be good news for everyone so far. So I'm I'm a bit because last year the Victorian government was been showered by too many uh, allocations, so we had received a lot of invitation, but especially we have received invitation for those who are skilled partner, nursing, teaching, social worker, health occupations, a high earning income. Actually, Victoria has introduced really good pathways for everyone. Those who are earning good amount of salary, they got invited. Those who are working in essential skills, for example, nursing, health occupation, teachers, social worker, they were invited. Those who have a double skill means if you are claimed the partner points were invited. So this year, means this financial year 2022-23, we had really good programs was designed by the Victorian government. It was really huge success, and I really like that program, and hopefully they'll continue with the same program next year along with the NSW. NSW had a very limited, I would say, requirement. They invited more of the occupations with the high points, plus they were living in 6 months in their state. They removed the experience requirement. So again, this year they're going to remove the experience requirement. That's what we believe. But yeah, we're still waiting for the new update so far. Bingo, we coming up the new application charges which coming into the place from the tomorrow itself, guys. So make sure you lodge an application before 1st of July 2023 if you are looking to make an applications. The visa application has been increased by 26%. That means where old charges was 150 and now it's 190. The onshore it's 475. Wow. So in case if you are in Australia and if you're looking to extend your visa again in onshore, you could get a increase by 25%. If you look at the picture over here, uh, the temporary visa has been increased, the general skill migration visas price has been increased, and the partner visa has been increased as well. So it's coming nearly $9,000 for partner visa. If you're looking for the 106 visa, 189, 194, 91, it's nearly $4,640, which is nearly $5,000. So it looks like the Australian government is ripping off, but that's fine. What we have received so far during the COVID pandemic, they're taking back from us. So there's no harm, you know. All right. So new changes to TSS and ENS, one of my favorite subclass, 482 and 106 visa. The TSMIT, you know that the government has increased the TSMIT because minister has announced in the national conference that the TSMIT 53,900 has been there for a decade. So they want to increase that from 53,900 from to $70,000. So if you have lodged your applications for nomination for 482 or 106 visa uh, before 1st of July, you can still eligible to apply for the visa application after 1st of July. But make sure if you have not if your owner has not increased your salary, or if you come less than $70,000 income, and if you have lost your nomination before 1st of July, then this will not affect the existing visa holder. So you can lodge your applications on after July 1st 2023, but make sure your nomination has been lodged before 1st of July if your salary has not been increased. But if you lodge your nomination after 1st of July 2023, then the new salary will be introduced, which is a $70,000 plus superannuation. All right, so it's going to apply for those who are applying for the new nomination and visa, or just a visa, not going to be impact. If you're applying for new nomination, then only going to be impact from the 1st July 2023. So make sure that you lodge your nomination before 1st of July. So today is the last day, guys. Bingo. If you're eligible, just lodge it. All right, expanded path with the permanent residence. So 106 under TRT stream. So we got a three streams in 106 visa. One of the stream is a TRT temporary residence transit stream. So those were those occupations, like let's say if you're a cook or if you're a restaurant manager, And if your occupation falls under short-term short-term skill list, then you are not eligible to apply for the 106 visa. Now they have changed they have changed it that if your occupation falls on the short-term skill occupation list, then you are eligible to apply for the 106 visa. One more thing, they have changed it. They have reduced the eligibility for TRD stream from the 3 years to 2 years. That means that used to be that only those who were falls under the long-term occupation list, they were working for 3 years and they were eligible to apply for the permanent residence visa for after working 3 years in the same employer with the same number of occupations. They were eligible to apply for the permanent residence visa after working three years under the TRD stream. But now they have reduced. Department had reduced from 3 years to 2 years. That's going to be start from December 2023 this year. That by the end of 2023 this year, so maybe May 1st of January 2024. So if you are having a 482 visa and if you're working with the same employer with the same occupation, you're going to be eligible to apply for an application for 106, even though your occupation falls under long term or the short term. Okay, so it's good news for all occupation lists except the ROL. Now, post-study work visa extension. So as you know that the government has introduced the PSW visa extension. So if you have studied a higher study or bachelor study, you could be eligible to apply for from 2 years to 5 years. This extended post-study work rights are intended for international students to graduating with the degree linked to workforce shortage in Australia. So that means that you study here, you get a job in your field, in normal occupations, you apply for permanent residence visa. They want to make it simplified program so you can have the extensive, extra time to find a proper skill job in this country, and then you apply for PR. So they want to boost the workforce shortage in Australia. Let's talk about the under temporary graduate work stream, the post study visa. What are the they have what are the changes they have done so far? Number one, 4 years for the bachelor degree graduate. So we used to have 2 years. Now it is for 4 years. 5 years for the for master degree, and used to be have 3 years. 6 years for the PhD graduate, and used to have 4 years. Now this extension program will only apply those who have no qualifications for under their eligible list criteria. So that means if you have the particular qualification which falls under that particular list and the occupations, then only you will be eligible. If you are, for example, if you have done the Master of Accounting, you will not get 5 years of temporary residence visa. You'll get only 3 years of temporary residence visa. But if you have done the Master of Engineering, for example, Master of Engineering only, then you will get 5 years of temporary residence visa. If you have done the Master of Networking, you will get 5 years of TR. So, and those who have done this study and they have already got 3 years of TR, then you have to apply for this TR on or after 1st of July 2023, and there is no charges. So there will be $0 charges, but you will be eligible to apply for the extension program after 1st of July 2023. And if you're not completed your study and you're going to complete your study after 1st of July 2023, you'll get automatically 5 years of visas or 4 years of visa. Depends on your qualifications. Depending on your qualification falls under that category, the eligible list and your occupations. If you're not eligible, and when you apply an application, they'll ask you to provide the crack course code. So guys, make sure you remember that whenever you have completed your study, you need to provide your confirmation enrollment. That means a COE. You need to provide COE, and you make sure that COE have the crack course code. If you put that crack course code, the system will automatically generate the visa grant copy. So yep. So make sure you remember that the only qualification is on the list of eligible qualifications. You can go into the education.gov.au to check your qualification whether falls under that category or not, are eligible to apply for these categories. Otherwise, you'll not. So, for example, if you're done, as I mentioned, that if you're done Master of Accounting, you will get only 3 years of TR. If you're not, then if you have done Master of Engineering Professional, you will get 5 years of temporary residence visa. But make sure you check your qualifications. Okay. All right. So those who have already 485 visa and expiring soon can extend that 408 visa for another 2 years. So that means that if that the post 485 visa program does not falls into your category, don't feel so sorry. You still have the opportunity to apply for 408 visa for another 2 years. So that means if my visa 485 visa expiring soon, or maybe after 1st of July or soon, I can be eligible to apply for the 408 visa for another 2 years, right? And you can be eligible to apply for the 408 for another 2 years. All right, and one more thing, we have not received any news or any update or anything from department about the 408 visa been removed or not. So we not received any update that whether 408 visa will be continuing or not. So guys, those who are saying that 408 visa going to be removed, we not receive any official update from Department of Home Affairs. So it can be continue as it is, but they may change. They may change a lot of things, that whether they put some kind of only categorize, let's say maybe categorize means a particular if you are working in aged care, you could be getting another 408 visa. So they may be put kind of essential work categories in 408 visa, but the 408 visa is still there, so it's not removed yet, so it's going to be still good news for us. All right, so subclass 491 to 491, there is no income requirement. So, guys, if you have been granted 491 visa before, or if you have granted recently, or if you're going to if you lost an application and if you're waiting for an outcome to be received for subclass 491, you have very good news. Used to be we have to earn $53,900 each year. They have they have removed this requirement, so there is no minimum requirement. There is no minimum income requirement. So you just go into regional, you just live there for 3 years, and you just earn only $1. That means that if you have earned even $1, a single dollar, you can be eligible to apply for the 191 permanent residence visa after living and working even $1 in regional area. So that means that you must provide the notice of assessment issued by the ATO for 3 incomes out of 5 years to be eligible to apply for the along with the residency to be eligible for 191. So there is no income requirement, guys. Big news. All right, the government has introduced the new aged care industry labor agreement stream, um, and they have the two pathway, the 482 visa leading to 186 TRT and the 186 labor agreement pathway. Guys, if you are working in aged care or disability support worker, you have really good pathway, but make sure that there are a lot of criteria are attached along with this application. So we have new HK industry labor agreement pathway. That means the lower skill requirement, lower experience requirement, the lower English requirement, lower income requirement, no age requirement. Only takes 2 years to get a permanent residence visa, and the priority visa application will be processed. So that means if you are working in aged care and if your employer is happy to sponsor you, then he can sponsor you through the labor agreement. But make sure that the employer has to go through this, authorities to get in a labor agreement. It's in a, the Nursery and Midwifery Federation, the Health Service Union, and United Work Union. That means these are the union who have the. If you have the MOE with the relevant union, the employer have the agreement. Then you can get a permanent residence visa. So there is no age requirement. You don't need to provide the English requirement. There's no expense requirement. Sorry, there is expense requirement, but it's lower expense requirement. Not like the 482 what we have right now. So it's going to be really good news for them if you are working in aged care support, or if you are working as a personal care assistant, or if you are working as an age disability carer. So these are the three main three main occupations which falls under the labor agreement. So if you are nursing support worker or personal care assistant or age or disabled worker, and if the company is happy to sponsor you, the company has to go with the labor agreement. So the company need to go to that union first, get an agreement, and then apply an applications. They will prioritize application within the 3 months. You can get 482 visa. Then you work with the company for 2 years, and then you can be eligible to apply for PR. Now, what are the main requirements they need to meet? Make sure that you need to have a minimum 1 year of experience or the certificate 3 or 4 into the relevant relevant occupations. And if you're looking to get an admission, we have a lot of a lot of institute who can provide the certificate 3 or 4 into the relevant um, occupations. Work restriction, we already mentioned about this one. So again, guys, I'm just repeating this one again. You'll get the 40 hours fortnightly from the 1st July 2023 if you are main applicant. And if you're studying higher educations, master by research, or PhD, you'll get the as a main applicant in master, you'll get the 48 hours per fortnightly. But if you're doing the master by research or the PhD, you'll get unlimited work, right? But if your spouse is there, then they can get the full work, right? and rest of will get only 40 hours, 48 hours per fortnightly. All right, so we have finished so far. Any questions so far? Let me know. We can talk about this, program. One more thing I'd like to tell you that before I wrap up, this year the state is waiting for the allocation, so we're going to have a really good invitation round going to be happen in WA. In WA, most of applicants who've been living over there and who have studied over there can be eligible to apply for the permanent residence visa without even getting an offer letter. If you are living in different state, but if you have a job offer letter, you can apply for 190. And W is one of the best state for the IT, engineering, accounting, trade courses, and nursing courses. Along with the WA, the Western Australia, we have the Victoria. Victoria is one of the best state for the all occupations, so they have all occupation falls in that category. And nursing, especially if you are enrolled nurse, if you are registered nurse, if you are teacher, if you are social worker, and if you just move in Victoria, and if you don't have a job, you can still eligible to apply for 190 with 65 points only. One more thing, guys, NSW going to introduce the new program this year, but hopefully will continue the same as the last year. But the requirement can be the depends on the what occupations and what allocation they get. But again, NSW is a very good state for the IT, accounting, engineering, nursing, teachers, social worker, trade courses. It's really one of the good states. So, as per my analysis, since last 3 years of the migration programs, Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, and NSW. These are the one of the best state to get permanent residence visa. And also, guys, if you are IT, accounting, or engineering and trade courses, are getting invitation with 65. But if you are IT, accounting, and engineering, you could get invited with 85 points only. So if you have less points, and if you're thinking to get a permanent residence visa in Australia, I would suggest that like continue to continue to work hard and try to get as much as points you can, and you'll definitely get invitation this year's in IT, accounting, engineering. But I would suggest if you are an accountant, get an assessment in external auditor, and you have really good pathway to get a 189 visas as well. If you have lodged 491 visa and if your application is in the process, you are still eligible to apply for 189 or 190 or 186 visa as well. So there are a lot of clients who've been working in trade courses, for example, as a cook or as a chef, and they've been working for 3 years and they've been waiting for 491 to be received. But they can also eligible to apply for the 186 visa permanent residence pathway under direct entry stream. So let's say, guys, if you are working into the occupation, your normal occupation, if you have 3 years of experience, you can eligible to apply for 186 direct entry pathway. One more thing that one more thing, if you really think that you not received the 491 yet, so you're not granted 491 yet, I would suggest please apply for 189 and 190, because 189 190 can be granted even though if your application has been lodged and it's not being granted. You're not eligible if your visa has been granted, but it's still eligible if your application under process. So guys, be prepared with your skill assessment, get 18 each band, clear the nati, and get as much as point you have. You're going to have a really really good year for all of you, and you may have 189 and 190 in your hand, and focus on 189 190 rather than to focus on 491. Unless you don't have any options, you can go for 491, but make sure you focus on 189 and 190. So we are here open for the question answer. We have only 10 to 15 minutes so far. You can ask your questions. I'll try to answer your queries, but I'm not guaranteed that I'll try to all of your queries. Okay, so here we go. We have too many questions so far, guys. We also have the upcoming sessions of all about the 408 visa, the 485 extension program visas in detailing. We're going to have the the labor agreement pathway program as well. So I would suggest continue with your if you not book your if you do not have busy schedule, continue to join our sessions and get more and more detailed information about the 485 extension pathway and the labor agreement pathways. It's going to be really good pathway for you. I have a question from Rosa. I have received the nomination 491. That means new 70K income will not apply. Now 70K was not for 491. It was for only 42 and 16 visa. And again, they have removed the income requirement from the 491. So even though if your visa has been granted or under process, or you're going to apply for 191, it's not going to be impact. So there's no income requirement for those who are holding 491. Again, Rosa, if you can get higher points, just apply for 190 and 189 as well. Is Master of Information Technology Network Security eligible for 485 is extension? Ritesh, I would suggest just check that eligible occupations list and the qualifications, because they have mentioned qualification over there, because we not have the detailed information, but it will start from 1st of July. So that means that from 1st of July, the EMI account will have the detailed information. Let's say if you put your CRICOS code, the EMI account will tell you whether your qualification is eligible to apply for 485 or not, because we have a little bit not detailed information about exact the study program name. For example, a lot of if you have studied by Master of Extension in Business Analytics, they not mention that particular program name into their eligible qualification, but their occupation listed in their occupation list. So there is a gray area, I would say that, but we not have a detailed information yet. But from 1st of July, so that means from tonight or tomorrow, we can go into the IME account, we can put our CRICOS code of our occupations, and we can see that whether we are eligible to apply for 485 visa extension or not. So you just have to put your CRICOS code, make sure you have the COE, and the COE would have that CRICOS code. You put that CRICOS code and you will see that whether you're eligible to extend your program or not. Because you have studied different you have studied different name of the study qualifications, and then they have mentioned different qualifications over in that list. So but the occupation is still there. So we not have clear guideline yet. So I would suggest just put your CRICOS code there. uh We have questions. Materials engineer with 75 points, NHIs to 189 or 190. Uh, Try to get higher point. Try to get 85 points, Roger, and you have really good chances to get 189 in with 85 points. And for 190, Victoria, if you're single, make sure that you must get 18 each man, because if you're single and if you do not have 18 each, then they'll ask you to provide the 120K salary in your skill level 1 or 2 job or 3 job. But if you not have a high income, then you must get 18 each man, otherwise you'll not get invited. Okay. I'm on student visa studying double degree certificate for commercial cookery and diploma in hospitality management in Gold Coast for total 2 years. Am I able for post-study work study? No, you are eligible to apply for the graduate work stream visa, so you're not eligible to apply for the post-study work stream visas. um, Mom was saying I got a pre-invite for 489 190 or one. If I get pre-invite, or you said got, but if you get pre-invite for 189 190 or 491, do I need to provide them along with the other documents on your refusal of student visa? No, you need to give the refusal letter of student visa if you have been refused, your application is passed. But you need to mention in Form 80. If they ask you to provide the Form 80, make sure you mention in Form 80, because the Form 80 is only form that where they ask that whether you had any past refusal or not. In permanent residence visa application, they don't ask that past refusal, but in some of the application they ask the past refusal. For example, student visa application, they ask the past refusal. Visitor visa application, they ask for the past refusal. But some of the application for permanent residence visa, the 186 or 189, 194, 91, they don't ask the past refusal. But in case if you have refusal in past, you have to mention into the Form 80 if they ask to provide. Otherwise, no. All right. So I would say that. All right. What are the chances of the production plant engineer with 75 points with 189? Very less chances, because they have only 31,000, nearly 31,000 quota. I mentioned earlier, IT accounting engineer, try to get 85 or higher points, then you have good chances. And for the 190 production plant engineer, the WA is one of the best state. If you have the job letter in occupations, then you can get invited with 70 points, with the along with 75 including state, you may have good chances. But with 70 points, you don't have any other state chances for 190. 491 years you can. Akash, thank you for the detailed explanation. Okay, now my question is, the secondary applications for 491 visa can work in metro area? No, my friend. Akash, nah, your secondary applicant cannot work in metropolitan area, but they can only work into the, the regional area, which was, mentioned into their your visa grant copy. So you have the eligible postcode. Only those postcode can be eligible to apply for the, to apply for the job in regional area. They cannot work in metropolitan area, so you have to work into your regional area which was listed in your postcode. I would mail in say I would love to receive your recommendation for any institute where I can study Survey 3 in age care. Please share your name and detail. Please share your please text us inbox your name and your phone number. We'll call you for the we'll call you for the admission process. Melin Shan will call you for the admission process. uh, Suranjana, if you got 408 visa for 1 year, it is expiring March 24. It is possible to apply for extension. At the moment, we not received the 408 visa extension or removing the subclasses information from the Department of Affairs. If you go continue, if you continue as it is, then yes, you are eligible. But if you're not, then if they remove the 408 visa from the category, then you may not eligible. But yes, at the moment, as per the current situation, you are eligible. But I'm not sure whether they're going to remove or not. We not received the detailed information from Department of Home Affairs yet. Uh, Busola, I would like to know if I cannot go custody here for PhD. If PhD, but I got the job less than 70 with the government. Can I give in the 191 nomination, please? No, 191 is all about the 491. If you're holding a 491, if you're living in a regional area for 3 years, you can eligible to apply for 191. So it's not for you. But depends on if you have completed PhD in Australia. Depends. Some states are giving the invitation on the base of the PhD, especially the Queensland state government inviting those who have completed PhD in Australia can get an invitation. Get more Keep in touch with us for more information, new update from the state department, because state has announced that we not received the nomination allocation yet, and once we receive the nomination allocation, then only we'll introduce the new programs, guidelines, new criteria to the front of the people. But they not announced yet about the new criteria because they waiting to get the new allocation. So they are ready with their program, but depends on how many allocation they're getting. On the basis of the allocation, they will tell you that okay, they'll make it easier or the harder. We're not sure yet. But in top three list, WA, South Australia, NSW, and Victoria. These are the top four states who could have really good programs this year. Any new changes, updates? Rasmika say any new changes, update for tourist to student visa onshore application from 1st of July? No, but as you mentioned that those who come in Australia on visitor visa can eligible to apply for the student visa, and still if they do not have the no further stay condition, they can apply for the student visa if they like the country, if they like the education, if they like the continue the study. Yes, they can. One more thing, if you have come up here on master study and if you have downgraded your study and if you not apply your student visa yet, then guys, please, your COE has to be within the time frame of your current student visa. If your COE has been issued after the your current student visa grant, then you may get trouble, you may get cancellation, uh, and it's happening, guys. Don't think that it's not happening, but it's happening. So you may get cancellation if you're not holding the master, then I would suggest apply for the new master, new student visa applications. Okay, guys. Okay, Sanjana, I recently completed my bachelor in science, and I'm currently 4-0 visa expiring March 24. As I mentioned, that yep, I'm planning to study for the master doctor. Do you recommend applying for visa now or after completing your higher educations? See, depending on your circumstances, you can apply for if you are 4-0 visa expiring soon, and if you are completing your study, and if you are eligible for 485, you can apply for 485 visa. But if you think that you don't want to continue, then it's up to you. But yeah, I would suggest complete your study, then apply for 485 visa. That is my opinion. How much points that I needed for courses? I any uh Harshdeep, your question is not clear. How much points I needed for IT? Oh, IT, sorry, yeah. How much points needed for IT? Depends on what occupation you have. If you are looking for networking, software engineer, or business analysis, then I would suggest try to get more than 85 points. Then you have very, very good chance to get invitation under the 189 and 190. But 70 points is not good for 189, 190. It's good for 491. Unless if you have studied in WA or if you have studied in South Australia or Tasmania or Northern Territory, then you can get 190. But if you're not studying in those states, if you are studying in Victoria, Queensland, or NSW, then 70 points is not good enough for you. In Victoria, current say in Victoria 190. What you say? I missed eight. I missed eight in each PT or 120k is right. Well, depends. If you are single, then 120k is good salary, but you must be earning in level 1 or 2 occupations. If not, then I would suggest getting 18 inch pen. Abhi says, is it mandatory to do skill assessment for 485 visa for civil engineer? No, my friend, if you are civil engineer, you don't need a skill assessment for the 482 visa. Again, there are only the mandatory skill assessment are listed into the instrument. For example, chef, cook, welder, metal fabricator. If you're applying in those categories, then yes, you need a full migration, full skill assessment. Again, if you have the certificate 3 or 4 relevant degree and 2 years of experience, you get exempted. So skill assessment is not mandatory for the 482 visa. For certain occupations, they only it's mandatory. So for only trade occupations, mandatory for the and that is only listed trade occupations, not the all occupations. And if you have relevant qualifications in trade occupation, Australian qualification, then you get exempted. So please consult us before you apply for it too. Some of the occupation are eligible without skill assessment. And if even though if you are studying in IT, for example, if you have 2 years experience in civil engineering, you're still eligible to apply for civil engineering applications under 482 visa. It's one of the 482 is one of the good pathways per my knowledge and my understanding, because you work 2 years, then you apply for 160 RD pathway. It's a 3 years you'll get full PR. It's one of the good pathway, guys. But again, you need to find an employer, and you must be working in same occupation, same non-medical occupation, and with same employer. Okay, we're coming up with too many questions. Niche, where can we check the legit list, and how to know the closely related occupation list for ICT businesses? You can. I already mentioned in my slide that it's in education.gov.au website. So you can go to the education website and .gov.au. It'll check the occupation list and everything. Thank you guys for the session. We are coming the end of the session. If you have any query question, I'm working at Oasis Group Clayton. You can call 0399007272. You can email me girish@osisgroup.com, and I will be there to solve your queries. And I don't charge. For personally myself, I don't charge for consultation. You can come physically. I don't give the consultation over the phone. You can come physically at my office. I don't charge for the consultation, but only in my office. Other office do charge. So make sure, depends on some migration agent, but I don't charge for consultation. You can come and visit my office as well if you have any query questions, or if you're looking to do the PR process. Please give us a call anytime, and I will be there for you to help. You have a lovely day and happy new financial year. Hope this new financial help you to get your permanent residence visa. Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely day. Have a nice day and have a great weekend. Happy 1st of July.